Please stop doing that. Test your paint. It's not worth the thousands of dollars or tens of hours or hundreds of hours repainting everything. If your home feels dated or chaotic, paint may be the reason, and most people are making these same paint mistakes. I'm gonna walk you through the top paint mistakes that I see and bring some simple shifts that will bring calm and timeless beauty to your home. One of the biggest mistakes that I see time and time again is choosing your paint color in isolation. And by that, I mean picking your swatch out in a store, not testing it in the space, only testing one corner of the room or your exterior, not looking at it at different times of day. So paint has depth to it, and that's what we love about it. They can pull different tones, different colors. It can look different at different times of day, and that is part of the beauty of paint, but it can also be what makes your paint color selection go all the way wrong. So if you aren't picking or aren't swatching your paint color, you can use Sample-Eyes. I use Sample-Eyes all the time. Not affiliated with them, I'd love to be, but I will link them in the show notes. They're a great way to do peel and stick, and you can move the sample around the room, see it in different corners of the room, different shadows, different times of day, different lighting. Put it near your light fixtures, put it in a corner where it gets no light, put it near natural light, and make sure that you love it and all the different lighting that happens in the room that you're painting, or even the exterior. Move it around to different sides of the house at different times of the day. Your sunset color is going to look way different than your midday tone versus what it's going to look like at night when your porch lights are on. Like, those are all things that you should think about, and I think people really just fall in love with the swatch, like the little tiny things that you find at the paint store, and they think, oh, it's gonna work out just fine, and they don't test it. Please stop doing that. Test your paint. It's not worth the thousands of dollars or tens of hours or hundreds of hours repainting everything because you didn't take the time. It's like measure twice, cut once kind of a thing. You want to do that with your paint. Also, I just wanted to take a brief second to let you know that I have a really amazing designer's paint guide that I put together with Sherwin-Williams colors. So if you are going through this process right now of picking out paint and you want some help, I have full home paint schemes for kind of an industrial style, traditional style, Scandinavian style, and also mid-century. It's a really great guide. So even if you're not doing those specific styles in your home, some of those paints will work in multiple different styles, but also just guides you through paint and tones and all of that stuff as well. So it might be very helpful for you as you're picking out paint. So I do have that guide. I will also link that in the show notes that you can get from my store. So part of the problem when we pick our paint is we're not paying attention to all the different colors that are actually in the paint. So we think, oh, it's purple paint, it's purple. But that's not really the reality. Your purples can have blue undertones, yellow undertones. They can be super cool, super warm. So you really want to think through these undertones as you're picking your paint and think about what's already in the existing space, or how do you want the existing space to feel if you're kind of starting from scratch. Maybe you have a new build that you're painting, or you're completely remodeling your home, and your paint is kind of really that first layer of decor that's going into your space, and then all of your furnishings and everything else that you bring in really is going to be playing off of your paint color. So think through whether you're changing paint colors and you don't like what's there now, or whether you're doing something new and you want to make sure you have a certain tone. Do you like beiges? Do you like warm? Do you like cool? Do you want it to feel pink and fun? Or, because even in like a white paint, you can pull different tones underneath. So if you have like a coastal style that you want to do and you like those cool breezy blue tones, but you want white walls, you can pick a white paint that has those cool breezy undertones in it, and then all your blues that you bring in through the decor are just gonna look so good. Everything's gonna be very cohesive and make sense. Okay, so another big paint mistake that I see all the time, and I think it used to be popular, 10, 20 years ago, and then even I have noticed in the South more that you'll find this, maybe even the Midwest. We'll just do like a flat white, like plain, not a thought through white. They literally have like a ceiling white or like a trim white that they use on their ceiling and their trim. And it can really throw off everything in your space. So thankfully in design, we're really going through this moment of color drenching where we want kind of everything on the walls, our trim, our ceilings, everything to be the same color. And I am so in love with that. I think it just makes it really easy actually to decorate the rest of the space because you don't have multiple colors that you're decorating off of. You just have the one tone that your entire wall and ceiling and trim are painted. So in that sense, that I think it makes it really easy. It also makes it easy not to pick multiple colors for the same space. And so a trick that I do is I usually paint the walls and the ceiling the same color unless we're doing some sort of fun accent on the ceiling, but that happens very rarely. And I would say if you don't have a natural aesthetic for something specific or like lean towards design naturally, I wouldn't do that. Anyways, so I almost always, standard practice, have my walls and my ceiling the same color. I'm not doing a different white or any white on the ceiling unless my wall is also white. So again, my home is a good example here. I have white duck, Sherwin-Williams color is my wall color. It pulls kind of a yellow brown undertone. It's a very off-white, it is not a stark white. And I did my walls and my ceiling in flat, and then I did my trim in a semi-gloss. This gives a little bit of a variation to my trim work and helps my trim work stand out because the semi-gloss obviously has a little more sheen to it, and I have a very flat wall paint, so it just gives a contrast in that sense, but the color itself is the same. So my undertones are the same. I can really just use that as the base of everything else that I decorated around in the room. It makes it simple and easy and really beautiful, and you don't have to do it in a white. You can do it in any color, but please don't do these plain stark white ceilings. I just think it's dated. It's gonna make your home look dated. It's gonna be hard to decorate with. It can actually change the look of your paint on your wall because that stark white is going to add a contrast to your wall color and make your wall color look a little bit different. And then for trim, we do contrasting trim, we do different trims. But again, just thinking back to undertones, if you don't want your trim color to be the same as your wall color, if you wanna have a bit of a contrast, just make sure those undertones are playing well together, that they make sense, that they're flowing, and just do samples. The best thing that you can do is put samples on your wall so that you know exactly what you're getting in the exact time of day, all day long, because I have seen people that paint their wall during the day and they love it, and then at night this different, kind of pink tone comes in and their wall really just turned pink, and then they didn't love it as much. So these are simple shifts that you can make when you're picking out paint colors to really nail your paint colors the first time. And again, look for my paint guide in the show notes if you want a little additional help or something that you can have to walk through as you're making those decisions, or just take the whole palette that I put right in there. You don't even have to think about it. But again, even with that, please test your samples. Even with what I give you, put it in your room, put it on the wall, and just make sure that in all the times of day that you're gonna see this paint color that you absolutely love it. Bless you, and I'll see you next week.